So the ESPN projected top 25 poll just came out for the 2026 college football season. I know it's early on, but it's never too early to start breaking it down. Where did they go right? Where did they go wrong? Let's find out. So, guys, we're on the On3 website, but they're actually giving us the ESPN early predictions. Help me out, though. First things first, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. We're going to go over all these rankings 25, counting it down all the way to number one. Where'd they go right? Where'd they go wrong? Were they correct on some teams? Who do these teams have coming back? We'll be breaking it all down. Hit the like and subscribe button. Drop it in the comment section. Do you agree with the rankings or do you disagree? Leave it down there. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our routines, check out that pinned comment below. And let's look right at it. Number 25, the Utah Utes. Don't forget, Devin Dampier said he's coming back. So you'll have him for another season of college football. He's a true dual threat quarterback. This was a physical team last year. One of the best offensive lines, usually very physical at the line of scrimmage. They ran for over 200. They threw for over 200, but Kyle Whittingham's gone, plucked a couple players with him to take the Michigan. Second longest tenured coach in the country next to the Kirk Ferentz. He's gone. With that, he's been a stable guy there since Urban Meyer left back in 2004? So over 2 decades of Kyle Whittingham. What does this team look without him? We don't know. It's been decades. A lot of people weren't even watching college football back then. Some of you viewers might not have even been alive. So is it a stretch? No. The talent's there. They'll probably keep that physicality, but the unknown variable is what's going to happen with this team. They've been consistent every single season, but what's also been consistent was Kyle Whittingham. He's out. Fun pick, though. They're going to play in the Big 12. Well, over 10 wins last season. Solid overall team. Number 24, the Tennessee Volunteers. The biggest news, they're waiting to see what happens with Joey Aguilar. Does he get another season? He's suing for it right now. If they don't have him, they're going to have to be bringing in a brand new quarterback. Haven't hit a quarterback yet in the transfer portal, but this is Josh Heupel, one of the best offensive minds out there, bringing in a whole new defense. They had a great defense in 2024, top 10 defense. Their defense was god-awful last season, giving up over 30 points a game. They can score with anyone in the country. That's their specialty, the up-tempo, spread-out air raid, and they still run the ball. That's what separates them from typical air raids. They'll throw for over 200. They'll run for over 200, producing top rushers the last couple seasons. They have a very talented, very big, very large, height-wise, wide receiver core. Got to get that defense right. Got to get physical. Need some answers at the quarterback position. This is one of those teams, they went 8-4 during the regular season, did not play well in their bowl game, but with the talent on this roster, with Josh Heupel, they can, I see them having a rebound year this year. Number 23, Arizona State. A lot changing for them. Sam Levitt's out the door. Kenny Dillingham staying. They're going to be breaking in some new quarterbacks. Running back Tyson's out. Team kind of fell off last season from where they were the year before. Don't forget, they made the playoffs in 2024. Competitive team last year. They did have that win versus Texas Tech, the only team to beat them during the regular season. But Texas Tech didn't have their quarterback that game. But either way, Arizona State, talented team. Don't sleep on them, especially with what they do in the transfer portal. Number 22, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Franklin's out. You're bringing over Matt Campbell. Good coach, but it seems like he should have been at the school a decade ago. He's been linked to Penn State, to all the Northeast job openings. It seems like forever. He's bringing over like 30 or 40 players from Iowa State. So this is basically Iowa State East Coast wise. Penn State, talented team. Good team last year, top 3 overall team, massive letdown. Talent was there. It's just they never got things back on track. Drew Aller, massive disappointment. Singleton, Allen, really good running back room last season, but they never got everything clicking together. The defense, top 10 defense for years now, definitely didn't have it last season. They lost their physicality. They weren't playing as a unit. Look for them to rebound here. Will they finish the season in the top 25? I don't know it. but the talent on the roster, they're more than capable with Campbell bringing back that discipline, bringing back that line of scrimmage football, bringing over back with him. Veteran quarterback, a lot of experience there, going to help this team in the competitive Big Ten. Number 21, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Very surprising. Usually ESPN, who loves themselves in Alabama, they would never dare put them this low in the rankings. But guys, they're this low in the rankings. Ty Simpson's out, the backup, played very well in the playoff game, but it was kind of garbage time because Indiana, they were beating the doors off of him. They blew out the back end. They were opening up a can on him. Wasn't even close from kickoff. That game was a blowout. Ty Simpson. Now, Ryan Williams kind of disappeared towards the end of the season. Can they generate a ground game? They were unable to run the ball. From week one, I was trashing this team's rushing attack. I said it's going to help them beat the crappy teams, but as the games get competitive, especially potentially in the playoffs, if they can't run the ball, it's going to hurt them. It hurt them. The defense needs to get more physical. They need to get more line of scrimmage. Kalen DeBoer, you got Grubbs there. You have the vertical passing attack, but we need to see more from Alabama. This is a Nick Saban team, but the Nick Saban days, they're over. He's not coming back. Football's changed. The NIL has changed everything because it's taken depth away from a lot of these top-tier teams. This is the year. Starting out at 21, that means just like last season, started out top 10, lost that first game to FSU, and they dropped them really back in the top 25, but they were still in the top 25. Bama now, zero room for error to start the season. If they lose any of their early season games, they might find themselves unranked, and we haven't seen that in decades. Number 20, TCU Horned Frogs. Sonny Dykes, great offensive line. He runs the air raid. They were playing better on defense. Josh Hoover, though, transferring out. That's a massive loss. He was a starter there the last 2 seasons. Talented wide receiver core. Pretty decent rushing attack. What does TCU look like without Hoover? That's the big question mark. I have no doubt that they'll be able to score points. That's what they do. But I want to see them keep the turnovers down this season and play solid overall defense. But they can make some noise coming out of the Big 12. Number 19, Washington. Obviously, you had all the issues with the quarterback. He transferred, went in the portal, came out of the portal because they were threatening to sue him. His contract was pretty strong there. Ended up coming back with the Jet Fish team. Talented coach, talented offensive line. One of the underdogs in the Big Ten. This is a dark horse candidate. They're getting better every single season. He had to completely flip this roster from when they went to the national championship back in 2020. Baby steps. He's slowly getting there. The defense, top 25 defense last season, top 25 offense, and that's with them being out-recruited by the big schools in the Big Ten. He's getting the most from his players, and they're working within the system. Glad to see them rank preseason top 25 because they were holding them out of the top 25 last year. And they didn't want to rank them, but they were definitely playing good enough to be ranked. Coming in number 18, Michigan. Obviously, Kyle Whittingham, now the Michigan Wolverines head coach, Sharon Moore, all that disaster that was going on the field, off the field, he's out. Complete change of culture, getting back to me about Harbaugh stuff. Hard-nosed, discipline, old-school 1980 style football. They're going to be running the ball. They're going to be physical. Well, that changing culture, they were a physical team last season, but sometimes that first year, things don't really click. But as Kyle Whittingham, he's bringing in his guys, that mentality. Think of what he did at Utah with rosters that had 3-star players on them, a couple 4-star sprinkled in there. He got the most out of those guys. And they could compete with the big boys at the line of scrimmage, the offensive line, the defensive line, in the trenches. He could go trench warfare with anyone in the country. Now he's at Michigan with Michigan talent. It's going to work. Michigan fans, don't be concerned. Will he finish this season in the playoffs? I don't think so. That's not a knock. Give him 2-3 seasons. He's going to flip this roster, and they're going to be a downhill rushing attack, but that's what you guys are pretty used to, and it will work there. Coming in at number 17, Rhett Lashley, SMU. Jennings is coming back. All the transfer portals. This is a up-tempo Gus Malzahn / air raid offense they run. They made the playoffs 2 seasons ago. They almost made the playoff, almost made the ACC championship last season, lost it in the last game of the regular season. Don't sleep on them. They have talent. They have an entire Texas market to themselves. They work the portal. They can score points, and they spread the ball out. They suck up the game clock. They control time of possession. Underdogs who, again, compete in the ACC. Not a team you want to be playing in the ACC any given Saturday. Then, of course, you have Kirk Ferentz here, the Iowa Hawkeyes. They won the best offensive line last season. No one's more physical than I am. That's what they do. I've been very critical of Ferentz because he runs like a 1920s. He runs a Great Depression style offense. It is atrocious. I would rather watch paint dry than watch that offense. But hey, they win games. Just think of where this team would be if they had a top 30, top 50 offense. They could have a national championship. They have a top 10 defense every single season. Top 10 special teams. They can kick. They can punt. They do all the small things that matter, but their offense is a complete joke. But they're physical. You don't want to play them because if you don't bring your A game, they are so disciplined, so physical, so great on defense. They score so many defensive touchdowns every single season. Fun team to watch. Great line of scrimmage. Great secondary. Glad to see them giving them some preseason love. This team's so talented. What he does with this roster, with the talent level, got to give that guy a pat on the back. Number 15, this team, in the offseason, even through the playoffs, the Lane train is coming to LSU, working the portal. Number one portal class as of right now. Sam Levitt coming over. They just got the offensive lineman from Colorado, the number one offensive lineman, completely flipping this team. They're bringing in running backs, wide receivers, O-line, D-line, secondary, completely different team. And you have Lane Kiffin calling plays. The biggest question, what's the health status with Sam Levitt? He was in and out all of last season, hurt his leg. If he gets hurt, physical SEC games now every single Saturday, playing tough teams. There's no cupcakes. There's no time to rest. What's his health status? Glad to see them getting some love, guys. I do love Lane Kiffin. I do love the offense he runs, even with all the off-the-field stuff that went on last season. He made his choice. We have to live with it. It is what it is. But will Sam Levitt be able to stay healthy? That's the largest unknown here. We'll only find out once you actually get to game time. And how about Jeff Brom's team getting some preseason love? Louisville, you always got to keep the eye on them. Working the portal. They work the portal. And what I really love about Jeff Brom, he gets the most out of the talent here, especially on offense. One of the better offensive minds in the game. Whatever the skill set is on his roster, he coaches to the skill set. Whoever the playmakers are, he has one concept. Get the ball to the playmakers in space. No matter what you have to do, make sure that you do that. Brand new quarterback breaking in this offense. They're going to be moving the ball. They actually played pretty good defense last season. Don't sleep on Louisville. They're one of those teams, if you are a top 10 ACC team, if you're playing them on Saturday, especially in Louisville, you got to circle this game because they are prepared to upset top 25 teams. That's what they do. They always drop one or two games versus teams that they should beat. Louisville, the Cardinals, keep her on them, talented team. Number 13, USC bringing in the number one recruiting class. Mayaba coming back. They lost Lane. They lost Lemon, but what does Lincoln Riley do? Produce top 10 offenses every single season. Great running backs, great wide receivers, great quarterback play. The guy's got multiple Heismans. He has like 4 or 5 NFL starting quarterbacks for now that all played under him. Their offense is going to be just fine. No one worry. He's bringing in all kind of 4 and 5 stars right now. He's going to get the ball, guys. He is going to spread it out. They're going to have a physical rushing attack. They're going to air it out. They run the physical up-tempo spread air raid, kind of a hybrid of the Mike Leach air raid because that's the system that he comes from. With them bringing in a new defensive mind here, an old school defensive coordinator. Will it work with modern college football? The talents there. Their defense, up and down all of last season. D'Anton Lynn showed some promise in 2024 that did not carry over to 2025. I like what USC is doing there. And they have the recruiting momentum out of the high school ranks and also in the transfer portal. The offense will be just fine. He's going to produce offensive weapons. That's what he does. It's just how improved will the defense be. That's going to make the difference of them competing for a Final 12 spot, for a playoff spot, and them finishing 18-20 like they did this past season. Coming in at number 12, the Oklahoma Sooners, Brent Venables team. What an atrocious offense last season. Top 10 defense, though. They had a really bad offense. Top 10 defense, leading the SEC in sacks. That front seven, that defensive front, they were getting after it. Havoc in the backfield. Havoc leads to quarterback pressures, leads to errant throws, leads to some potential interceptions, some turnovers. That's what they excelled at. Wide receiver room needs some work. The running attack needs some room. John Mateer, what's his health status? The John Mateer that we saw for the first 3 to 4 weeks was not the one that we saw after that. Once he hurt his hand, once he broke his hand, he was never the same. Was that truly him, or was the injury hampering him? He did not look like the guy from Washington State. He has to improve. He can throw it. He can run a bit. One of the most exciting players in college football when he's on, he has to return to that. It's not optional. That's what makes the difference from them getting the playoffs and competing in the playoffs and them having a 7 to 8 win season. They're going to have a tough schedule, hardest schedule in the country last season, and they made the playoffs with Jean Mateer playing like crap for the majority of the season. Just think of where this team would be if he was serviceable. But what's interesting, he's more than capable of being way better than serviceable. He can play at a Heisman level. If he gets back to that, look out for Oklahoma. They might be competing in the SEC. They might be competing for the playoffs, and they might be a national championship, this team, but it all starts and ends with Jean Mateer. Number 11, the BYU Cougars. Obviously, you got Bear there. Freshman quarterback, a really good season. Physical rushing attack. Talking company. They're physical at the line of scrimmage. Really good defense. They just couldn't get past Texas Tech. 2 games. They lost to Texas Tech. That's what booted them out. They lost in the regular season. Lost in the Big 12 championship. This is a team that could have potentially made some upset noise in the playoff. You got to love what they're doing at BYU, playing well above their talent level. Fun team to watch. And moving over to the top 10, number 10, the Texas A&M Aggies. This was a team leading the way, leading the SEC the entire season. I picked them to be upset by the Texas Longhorns. That did indeed happen to end the regular season because I thought they just had a pretty easy schedule so far. Not a lot of tests. I didn't have faith in their defense. The talent's there. Top 10 overall roster, Elko. Discipline, line of scrimmage, defensive-minded coach. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be a physical rushing attack. Their health should be better this season. A lot of talent coming back. Marcel Reed, great player, top 10 quarterback in the country last season. He's back for another season. The strides he made from 24 to 25, look for that steady progress to continue. The 25 to 26 version, it's going to be even better this season. This team will continue to grow, and this might be the season where they get that revenge on the Texas Longhorns. This is another playoff-bound SEC team. So much talent here. The offense will be good. The defense will be good. Balanced attack, but it's the rushing attack that's going to separate them from the pack. Number 9, Ole Miss. I think this is a massive stretch here because Lane Kiffin's gone. Pete Golding, yes, they showed a lot of fight in the playoffs, but a lot of those players, they're going to be gone. Some going to the NFL, some are seniors, some are transferring out. Trinidad Chambliss, one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting player, wasn't even the starter. Austin Simmons was the starter. He takes over, whatever that was, week 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there. This team never looked back. He was lighting up, running the ball, throwing the ball, accuracy on the run, off balance, hitting the targets in stride. But that was Lane Kiffin's offense. Yes, called by Charlie Weiss Jr., but it was Lane Kiffin's offensive scheme. Chambliss, his next year of college football, it was denied. He's suing to try to get another season here to come back to Ole Miss. But as of right now, the last we heard, it was denied. But yet, ESPN's, I guess they're gambling on him coming back for another season because they have Ole Miss at number 9. I think that's a stretch. I think they should probably be number 18 to 20 right now. We don't know that much from Pete Golding during the regular season. He took over Lane Kiffin's team. This season's on him starting this season out without the momentum that was built up to when he became the head coach. Now he has to build the momentum on his own. There's not the revenge factor. Kiffin left us, so we're fighting. It's a whole new season now. No one cares about that story anymore. It's all on Golding. Showed great things, though. I just want to see it first. Number 8, the Miami Hurricanes. I could have seen Miami anywhere within the top 10. If they were 3, wouldn't have surprised me. If they were 10, wouldn't have surprised me. Carson Beck's out. A lot of Miami fans probably happy to see Carson Beck out. $4.125 million. I don't think he necessarily earned that through his play, but definitely played serviceable. He was definitely one of the reasons why they made the playoffs and why they made the national championship. He came within this close, just 1 or 2 mistakes. And they're the defending national champions, probably starting out the year number 1. But the news is, as of right now, they might get Darian Mensah. If they get Mensah, this is not a number 8 team. This is a top 5 team easily, with Fletcher coming back. Pringle's now coming back. You have a loaded wide receiver core, Malachi Toney. They might get Barquette from Duke as well. So many weapons on the team. Lost a lot of defensive players. Bain, Mesidor, those guys are out, but they're bringing in the new blood. Williams coming over from Missouri, top 10 overall transfer portal player, 5-star player. Secondary, still bringing back starters. They're going to have a good defense. Heatherman, in one season, completely flipped the defense. Top 10 team, number 5 overall defense. He's back for another season. Shannon Dawson's still there. They're still going to have a good offensive line. They lost 4 of 5 starters. That's Cristobal's specialty. They run the ball. They play line of scrimmage, trench warfare football. I don't have an issue with them being 8, but if you get confirmation Mensa's coming back, they're a top 5 team. It's not even close. What a turnaround from number 7, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, coming out of the dead last season, winning the Big 12, getting the bye week, finishing the season top 4. They're losing Morton. You're probably very happy. They got shut out the playoff game versus the Oregon Ducks. Sorsby going to be a much better quarterback. He can throw it, but it's his running ability, the dual threat ability, getting out of pressure, scrambling, still keeping his eye looking down the field. They have a top 5 transfer portal class, number 1 transfer portal class last season. They lost Bailey, but that defense so good last season. Finished the regular season, number 1 rush defense in the country. They get after top 5 overall defense. They still averaged over 40 points a game, but the red zone offense was not very good. Their defense created a lot of turnovers. Those turnovers led to points. With Sorsby at quarterback, I don't think they're going to have to rely on turnovers this season. They are paying him a hefty penalty, but this is my favorite to win the Big 12. Number 6, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Actually kind of surprised they have them this low. A lot of questions there on the offensive staff. Ryan Day taking over play calling there the last game. The top 3 teams they played, they scored 10 or 14 versus Texas. They scored 10 versus Indiana. They scored 14 versus Miami. Got to do better than that versus top 10 teams. The talent there. Sayan's coming back. Sayan will be better with another season under his belt. Jeremiah Smith, the number 1 wide receiver in all of college football. They are losing Tate. But what does Ohio State do? They produce elite-level wide receivers. Number 1 overall defense in the country last season. Patricia, what a good defense he called. They're going to be great again. Defense will at least get them to the Big Ten no matter what. They're going to make the final 12. It's just filling a lot of that first round talent. They have 4 or 5 guys that are going to get drafted first round. Such a talented team from 2020. I'm actually surprised that ESPN had the nerve to put them in at 6 preseason-wise. Very talented team. They're going to be, again, on the national stage competing for a national championship. Number 5, the Oregon Ducks. Dan Lanning's team losing some pieces. Sadiq South, Dante Moore said he's coming back. How happy they are. Dylan Raiola, now actually the backup quarterback, sitting for 1 season. That's actually going to benefit him a lot because he's going to be able to work on some things, especially with this offense. They don't have Stein, but they're going to have a top 15 offense. They're going to have a top 15 defense every single season. All the Ducks do, retool, reload with new players. Dante Moore, great this season, coming back for another year. Probably going to be quarterback number 1 for the draft next season. Look for big things for Oregon, waiting for them to get that first national championship. At some point, it's going to happen. Maybe it's this year. Or number 4, might sound kind of crazy to say, the Georgia Bulldogs. It was a little while where they were in the national championship hunt every single season. They made the playoffs this season, but they got booted out pretty quick. Kirby Smart, I was not a fan of Mike Belbo's offense that he called. Did not trust the way they ran the ball. Did not trust the way he threw the ball. And they got a little too conservative when they got the leads. But Gunnar Stockton coming back for another season. He's not a dual threat quarterback. He is a mobile quarterback. He will run. He will run a lot. Hard to tackle, hard to bring down. He will scramble for first downs. Still always keeping his eye looking down the field. Georgia, their defense improved over the 2024 defense. They have to continue to improve. Couple big games, and they give up over 30 points per game. They're not built to get into shootouts. Kirby Smart, sometimes he's very conservative. Sometimes just out of nowhere, he gets really aggressive, and it never fits the pace of the game. But still, the guy's got back-to-back national championships. One of the best coaches in the country, and he'll have, again, a top 3. Some might say the number 1 roster in the country. Coming in number 3, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. CJ Carr, first season starting last year, very first game out the gate versus Miami. He showed what he was capable of. Got better every single game. They probably finished the season last year, regular season, hottest team in the country. Yes, they were pissed off. They did not make the final 12. I thought Miami should have been ranked over them, but I still thought Notre Dame should have made the playoffs no matter what. Their defense was playing at a high level. Their offense was playing at a high level. Balanced attack. The best running back in the country last year, Love. But Love's off to the NFL, but so much talent on this team. Look for CJ Carr now to be an even bigger piece of the offense because he's a veteran now with a full season under his belt. They're going to be pissed off. Marcus Freeman, great team here. And with the new playoff rules, as long as they finish the regular season in the top 12, they get a slot in the playoffs. It is what it is. They have a lot of pull, a lot of power, a lot of money. They were successful in negotiating that. Number 2, the Texas Longhorns. Last season started the year number 1. I had a lot of issues with that last year, and I was definitely right. Arch Manning never consistent throughout the season. Showed some flashes, made you scratch your head sometimes, throwing motion kind of off. Sometimes he got happy feet. He has physical attributes that can get him through games. Hard to bring down. He's a scrambler, loves to take off. Big bodied guy, hard to bring down once he starts running. I kind of get like a Tim Tebow vibe for him. He's a righty, but that's who I would compare him to as of right now. And he's got the Manning last name, well overhyped last season, but he finished the season actually pretty hot, showing what his capabilities are. He's going to have a lot of pressure on him. They're not number 1 to start the season as of right now, but Texas, so much talent here. Lost a lot of pieces, but Texas, they recruit, they work the portal. Steve Sarkisian, a lot of pressure on him this season. People want to see him get over that hump, get a ring in Texas. He's been surrounded by talent. I need to see more consistency from the offense. That's Steve Sarkisian's strong suit. Would I rank them number 2? No. Let's all back off the Arch Manning train. It did not work last season. Maybe we just need to lay off, but they definitely are a top 10 team, even top 5. But number 2, I think I'd still put the Buckeyes over them right now. Buckeyes beat them last year, and they might be the betting favorites to beat them again this season if they were to play right out the gate. They are playing again. Keep an eye on this game no matter what. Talented team, but we should have learned by over-ranking them to start years, guys. Number 1, the defending national championship. You know, they just won the Natty. I don't have an issue with them being number 1 to start the season. Kurt Cignetti, Google him. All he does is when he says that over and over again, they lose Mendoza, massive loss. They lose a lot of other players, but Josh Hoover transferring over from TCU, veteran quarterback, accurate quarterback, sometimes some turnovers, not just interceptions, but fumbling the ball in the worst situations in the fourth quarter. But Indiana, they work the portal. They don't recruit number 60-something a recruiting class, but they work the portal, and they get so much out of those 3- and 4-star talent players. Hoover's going to be a better version of himself than he was at TCU. That's one thing that we have to learn about Indiana. They're number 1. Will they finish this season number 1? I don't think so. But they're the champs. You got to put them number 1 until they at least lose their first game. So guys, that's just a quick rundown of the early 2026 ESPN Top 25. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. Do you agree? Disagree? What are your thoughts? If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out the pinned comment. Thanks for watching.